Back in March of last year, I made a video discussing my love for one of my favorite animes of all time, Love, Chunibyo and Other Delusions. This video ended up being one of my most popular videos to date, and I've been getting many comments saying that you all love this series as much as I do. One reoccurring comment I tend to see is, you know there's a movie? Isn't there a movie? Also watch the movie Love, Chunibyo and Other Delusions. You literally need more subscribers. This is the best anime ever. Your editing is great. Also, there's a movie. And yes, I've seen it. And I want to talk about it today. But I want to bring up a problem that the movie left me with. Rather than just going on about how good it is, I want to tackle the issue that I've been seeing many people having as well as myself. Once you finish the movies and all the possible episodes, you're left feeling empty. I remember finishing the movie and just feeling sad and lost. And today I want to talk about why I think that may be. When you start the anime, you almost don't know what to expect. You don't know where it's going or how it's going to arrive into a love story. As I mentioned in my last video, you're hooked. This show has an impeccable way of immersing you and keeping you drawn in. With this said, you really feel for these characters in their lives. On the final episode of the show, you would assume that there would be some kind of romantic kiss scene to really end the series off with a bang. But if we've learned anything as an audience from this show, it's that they really like to tease us into thinking one thing, but then providing us with another. The series ends and we're left with a massive cliffhanger, and it feels like that's it. Until the movie Love, Chunibyo and Other Delusions, Take On Me was released. The movie picks up a few years from where the show left off. Yuta and Rika are still dating and living together, but the problem seems to be that they still haven't kissed. The plot of the movie is as followed. Rika is a third-year student, but still has the Chunibyo mindset. The university entrance exams are just around the corner. One day after school in spring break, when Yuta was teaching Rika, they stumble upon Rika's belongings out on the curb. Rika's older sister Toka declares that she's going to take Rika to Italy with her, as Toka's moving to Italy for work and she thinks that they should move together as a family. Yuta understands Toka's decision, but thinks that at this rate he and Rika will be separated. The other members of the Far Eastern Magic Society Club suggest that Yuta and Rika should elope.
You two said that you don't want to be apart, so you should run away and elope. Then she can't take you away.
And thus sets the stage for Yuta and Rika's travels through Japan. This movie provides so many great moments between the characters, and truly showcases their state of mind in terms of their relationship with growing up and learning new responsibilities, and their relationship with Chunibyo. But despite all that, this doesn't answer why we feel so empty when the movie is over. Is it just the fact that we're seeing the characters and their story here? Was the payoff of the ending not worth it?
Was it the fact that season 3 doesn't look like it's coming?
What I've concluded is that the movie almost seems like the epilogue to what the series already was. I think the reason we feel so empty is because we know there's much more to these characters' story than we'll likely never get to see. After all, Chunibyo is a term used for cringy grade school students. Realistically, making a season 3 would be hard to do considering all the characters would have already grown out of the Chunibyo mindset. All we would see from this point is the characters living their lives, and not from a Chunibyo mindset that we see them coming to terms with by the end of the film, but rather a more adult mindset. We recognize that the characters are growing up. On top of that, we see ourselves in these characters. We see the reality of their childlike imagination being challenged and scoffed at by the adult world. We see this mostly in Rika's reluctance to accept that with growing up, there comes responsibilities that come with the sacrifice of your youth, like getting a job or going to college. And as a viewer, we see them facing this fear head on, or just by running away from the reality when maybe even ourselves have already passed the stage in our lives where our childhood has been sacrificed for the sake of growing up. But I think what we leave this wonderful series with is an experience with characters we don't see a lot anywhere else. With this anime, you can see yourself in these characters, and the nature of holding on to your childhood looms over the attitude of the entire show. Overall, I'm happy to have the experience I've had with this show. Watching something that's made a hard time in my life appear to glow a little bit brighter, and being able to share my love for the anime with tens of thousands of people has been an overwhelmingly good feeling. Love, Chunibyo and Other Delusions will always have a place in my heart, as I feel it's done so much good for me, which is why I still want them to make a season 3.